Welcome back to Mount Rainier National Park. It's now the end of November. As you can see, quite a bit of snow already. Maybe a couple feet of snow. So what is that? Just over half a meter. So pretty good snow coverage right now. Enough that I have my snowshoes on for this trek above Narada Falls. I really love this area in the wintertime, and I got the big low pro backpack this morning because I have my big 600mm lens, because today is a wildlife outing. I've actually already used the camera on the drive up here this morning. Just outside of the park, I saw a herd of Roosevelt elk in a meadow just outside the park. So I was able to pull off the road, find a good spot, and not to disturb them, but to set up my tripod and get a few shots. So I'll share those with you now. Those are not in Mount Rainier, but rather just outside the park. And you can see it's a nice herd of cows, but also at least one bull elk that I saw through my telephoto. So I'm on my way to the Reflection Lake area, and I'm not sure about wildlife today. Maybe some jays, a Steller Jay, otherwise known as a camp robber, or if I'm lucky, maybe a fox, or who knows. But I have my big tripod, big lens. Lucky this is not too long of a hike on snowshoes. So glad you're coming along for this early winter outing in Mount Rainier. So let's see how the day turns out. Well, I know I just got done saying that this is a wildlife trip, but coming along the trail here, and this waterfall is normally pretty obscured, if not completely covered, later in the winter. But it's just a beautiful scene, absolutely gorgeous through these snow-covered pine trees. And so I couldn't help but stop and capture this. The issue is that I only have my 24 to 105, and I would like to get wide because compositionally I would like to use this corner down here on the left-hand side as kind of the bottom left of the composition. So I left my 16 to 35 at home, thinking this morning, there's no way I'm going to need the wide angle. But anyway, what can you do when you need a wide angle shot and you only have something different? Take a panorama. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to level my tripod, set up, and take a panorama of this absolutely beautiful winter scene. So anytime you take a panorama, you always want to make sure, take the extra time to level your tripod. Also, make sure that you're always in manual mode, because you don't want to change exposures or change camera settings between each frame. I always go across the entire frame, sweeping back and forth to make sure that my level in the camera says that I'm green across. It just makes the stitching together much more efficient when you get home in the software. And the other thing is to double check your focus. Again, you want to be in manual focus or using back button focus, because you don't want to refocus each time. So I'm using F11 and a shutter speed of 1/200th of a second. F11 gives me enough depth of field. It also 1/200th of a second. It will freeze the water and not give any motion blur. So pretty happy with this. I'm excited to see what it looks like when I get home on the computer. We've had a little bit of mist and fog move in, which again gives that, just like last week, although much more this week, gives that kind of ethereal feel. That's really good because there's no sky in this composition, and it kind of naturally softens the background. So I'm really happy with stopping here. It was well worth the stop. I'm gonna pack up my stuff and head further up trail. So here's the pictures that I captured here looking at the waterfall. Well, I just cannot get away from these landscape shots, I guess, today. Although, it started with wildlife, but between the waterfall and now I'm actually on the Stevens Canyon Road, which is obviously closed in the wintertime. And actually you can't see it now, it's completely obscured. But let me take a video here and I'll show you. So yeah, it's completely obscured through the camera right now. But just a minute ago, the fog had cleared and you had a this beautiful morning light, not too harsh yet, and filtered enough that it didn't make the contrast unattractive. But yeah, let me show you here. I need to go to manual focus on the video because the camera has a tough time focusing on the fog. Yeah, but just sorry, back to my story. So just a minute ago, when I was walking up here, there was just enough cloud and mist that had cleared, and you could see Eagle Peak and Wapaneo with some beautiful contrasty sidelight. Blue sky, but enough clouds and enough interest and enough atmosphere to really make it a pleasing composition. And so I already took the shot. So still on my way to Reflection Lake. I'm still hoping for some wildlife today, but that's 2 in the can for landscape shots, and fingers crossed, but I'm pretty happy with both of them. So here's Eagle Peak and Wapaneo. Well, I have made it to the Reflection Lake area. You can see from the ground here that it's a well-trodden area. There've been lots of people up here over this holiday. This is Thanksgiving weekend in the United States. So with COVID and all the restrictions of social distancing and protection, I think people are finding their way out in nature to at least reconnect with themselves and reconnect with what's important, and most importantly, do so safely. So it's really easy to keep your distance, and even out here in the backcountry, I always keep my mask handy, just in case there's a group of people. So this is the lakeshore here. Lots of snow around. This is the home of the Canada Jay, aka Camp Robber, or the Steller Jay. So I'm gonna find a spot, probably just hang out for a bit, see if I see any wildlife. Like to see some birds, but I remain hopeful. Fingers crossed that I'll see something. So I'm gonna walk over to the shore, and I'll see you over there. So I was sitting here having my coffee, and I had a really good luck earlier with the Canada Jay over here along the lakeshore, but I hadn't seen a Steller Jay yet. And so I was just having my coffee, and I saw one. I left my coffee, left my gloves, ran over, and got some pictures of the Steller Jay. What a beautiful animal. What a beautiful bird. What a beautiful day to be out here in nature. Mount Rainier National Park, in the backcountry. It's the beginning of winter. What an amazing time. So, yeah, I guess the wildlife that I was concerned about earlier when on the way up came to fruition. So really happy with the pictures of the Canada Jay. Really happy with the pictures of the Steller Jay. So anxious to go back and see what they look like on the computer. But I think that's going to do it. So this has been a day full of activity and a productive day in photography. So with that, and it's starting to get a little crowded. It's almost 12 o'clock, so there's more people, which usually is an indication for me that it's time to go. So, hey, from Mount Rainier National Park, a mix of wildlife, bird photography, and landscapes today. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I always appreciate a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. If you want to get updates, I plan to come back to this area later on this winter for a winter overnight, at least one night, maybe two. So if you want to get updates on that kind of stuff, then consider hitting that subscribe button, and then check back later on when I come back to Mount Rainier later on in the winter. But thanks for coming along today. I really hope you appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.